mic check 1 2, mic check 1 2. What up? It's the AGM Podcast, second episode, man. Thank you guys for the feedback on the first one. We got plenty of great responses, man. A lot of support, man, and we appreciate you. Keep on sending in the love. allgrindmedia21@gmail.com. Let us know anything you want us to talk about. Bring up, just bring it to our attention, man. And I want to give a quick shout out to the Dodgers and the Lakers. I don't know if we got fans, but
shout out.
Us being LA breeds,
Sorry,
you know
LA
what I mean?
team.
Quick shout out. D also wanted to shout somebody else out.
Oh,
Your boy
Javante Davis.
Davis.
Oh yeah, that uppercut from hell.
Yeah, man. I didn't watch the fight, but I did see.
Yeah, I ain't watched the fight.
Beautiful uppercut.
I was watching Tay-Rock versus Murder Mook.
Oh, okay.
For anybody that's like in battle raps.
Man, I ain't watched battle rap. I don't know how long, bro. I didn't even know Mook was still at it.
Yeah, nah, he did a good job too.
Who you think won? Yo, pick.
Murder Mook won, hands down.
So he still got it.
Definitely.
All right, we're gonna start with the elephant in the room. We actually planned this day because it was after the election, and crazy enough, we still don't have a damn president right now.
We don't,
which is crazy.
No,
So, as far as we know, unless there's an update, I know it's like hour
It's
by hour.
expected.
Right?
I mean, it's gonna take a while for mail-in ballots to get counted. It's gonna take.
But
a
it
while
feel like this took longer than usual, right? Like usually we know by like the.
I mean, I was asking my mom that the other day. I was like, this gotta be like unusual or like crazy, for it to take this long. But she brought up the that fiasco in 2000, with Gore and Bush,
the Florida votes. But yeah, that's weird.
But we've been seeing a lot of people going back and forth social media, black people to be exact, over Trump and Biden. So I want to ask y'all, just where y'all stand as far as like how y'all view both of them. If y'all mess with both one of them, one or the other. If y'all don't mess with either of them at all, like I'll start with you, D. Like how do you?
Yeah,
how do you view
I mean they one and the same to me. It's kind of like the two-headed snake situation when it comes to Democrats and Republicans. Personally, I like Trump more than I like Joe Biden. Not
coming in with the hot take, okay? you better explain.
Slavery was a choice.
I'm gonna need you to back that up with some information.
Slavery was a choice.
I'm gonna need a follow-up statement.
That's the stance you want to take, bro.
Yeah.
Not for like any political reasons, anything like that, but he's just more entertaining than Joe Biden. I definitely don't like the way that they're like trying to sell Joe Biden to black people. Like it's he's the white savior for Donald Trump. But it's like when you check his record out, he was instrumental in the crime bill, and some of his quotes and just the way he moves is just as racist, if not more racist than the things Donald Trump has said.
Right.
So for this election, and it was kind of the same for the last one with Hillary too. I don't really feel like I got a dog in the fight with either president. I feel like they both equally racist. Just one smiles at you with the racism, and the other one just kind of tells you exactly how they feel. But at least with Donald Trump, he's entertaining at the very least. I'm a laugh.
Yeah, bro, is funny. I'll give him that.
At some of the stuff, at all the stuff he says, and just because he's not like a career politician, he doesn't have that same like tact in responding that other politicians do. So you never really know how he's gonna come across, what he's gonna say, and like that's exciting to me.
I mean, I personally think like Donald Trump's the whole clown. Entertaining, absolutely. Right. But do we need an entertainer for a president, or do we need a president for a president? I mean, that's what it comes down to. Like, he's very entertaining. He has Twitter fingers like a mug, but ultimately, like, he's an illogical individual. He shows it every time he opens his mouth, whether it be openly committing felonies as a president, before and after, but definitely as a president, telling people to vote twice and some more stuff. Like, bro, do you hear yourself? Like, you're openly going against like democratic policies, American policies, voting policies, and you're upset because you're openly not winning immediately.
Right.
I'm not saying he still won't win. I very much so think that he can definitely still win with hidden ballots here and there. Biden's looking good. I think it's a lesser of two evils kind of situation. Right. So, I mean, ultimately, hopefully Biden wins so things can move past Trump because he's not a politician. So he doesn't do what he needs to be doing. He's still acting like a civilian in the White House. That doesn't make sense. That's not how he's supposed to carry on.
I mean, I am shocked at where we're at right now. I honestly thought Trump was going to blow Biden out the water.
Yeah.
Because I remember, I have a vivid memory, from when I was younger, and Bush, pretty much did everything wrong that you can do as a president and just displays so much evil intent as a president. And I remember when it was time for him to go against John Kerry, he blew him out. So I figured, Trump has just been one of the most disgusting, vile presidents that we've had, especially regarding black people. But, he's been there, so sometimes I think people just feel like, hey, you started whatever you started, so we need you to finish this, you know what I'm saying? And then you can...
I feel like what it is Trump, he spoke to, a certain demographic in America, a pretty big demographic in America, which is more or less racist white people.
Unapologetically.
Unapologetically. So, after the Obama administration, they was tight. Mm-hmm. And so when Trump came out, speaking how he was speaking, he wasn't saying, anything directly against black people, but make America great again, build the wall.
It was an undertone.
Heavy undertone.
Heavy implications,
it
very much so
very
heavy
well.
implications.
And so I don't think anybody really believed that he was going to be I don't even think Trump believed himself that he was going to become president.
All right. I said that on the last episode. I was I thought it was a joke, literally until
and so him on the way to becoming president, in 2016, he was talking about people's mamas, calling people retarded, stuff like that.
He was saying.
So him becoming president, it was unprecedented for a man like that to be president. Right. And then I feel like the duration of his presidency for over the last 4 years, it was so untraditional that even white people who probably are more Republican were like, yo, we got to get him out because he's too uncontrollable. Mm. And Joe Biden, even though he's a Democrat, he probably represents more of traditional Republican conservative values. Right. You feel me? Only reason most Republicans are still with Trump is because this is our party and they're so loyal to the fact that they're Republicans.
About the parties. Absolutely.
But I'm quite sure behind closed doors they're this nigga can't even read like that. Right. I heard somebody say he doesn't enjoy music.
What?
And that was hilarious. What? He doesn't enjoy music.
I can see it though.
I mean, as far as those two, I'm with you. I don't really have much of a dog in the fight, but I mean, a lot of people feel even a lot of black people I see now feel Trump might be the right, per se president. You know what I mean? It might implement more things or might get more money or tax breaks, but. For me, I don't know how y'all feel, but for me, character matters. When you're supposed to be in a position like that of who we're being led by, and when you said some of the vile things that you said, especially regarding us, when you called the NFL players who kneel sons of bees, and you called Nigeria a split whole country, and when you make comments like that, and you're just so vile and again, like you said, just open with your racism to where you make other people feel empowered who feel the same way as you.
Very
so just on those merits alone, it's no, you're trash, and I don't think you should be our leader. It is what it is. I also don't mess with Biden either, especially after some of the comments I've seen him make this summer.
Just his behavior alone, I mean, seeing compilations of him groping children or, doing little things that are definitely pedophilia related and sparking interest in the idea of you doing something wrong. This is creepy behavior, period. Yeah. Regardless of the context, this is creepy. These young individuals, female or otherwise, are openly showing that they're uncomfortable while you're making these slight advances and these subtle moves and pulling hair back and touching inappropriate parts or different things like that. People are openly showing how uncomfortable they are. It's high-key disgusting.
And both of them have those type of accusations on them. So it's
Lesser
again, what are we really...
And either one, like there isn't a lesser.
It should have been Bernie Sanders versus Trump too. That's another thing. Like the Democratic Party, like and purposely, what's the word? Sabotage Bernie Sanders to allow Biden to come through. So, I mean, I don't know. It's like two ways I look at it. As far as like America is concerned, like part of me is like, yo, just let the circus be the circus, and I'ma just, you know, whatever happens, if America falls,
that's where I'm at with it for sure.
You know, I'm a like, cause I feel like as Black people, our relationship with America has always been like, whoever's in charge, we gotta do what we can for ourselves,
anyway, exactly.
No matter what. So I got that part, but at the same time, you know, I'm American, so there is that portion of me that's like, I want the country to do well. And like the implications of having Trump as a president, like even within America, but then also like the other countries that look at it, they're like, y'all got this clown being y'all leader, and they looking at America's like, y'all niggas is fools. So,
and I also think we should address like all the Black people who over the years with Democrats, period, like make the Democrat candidates feel comfortable enough to make comments like, oh, if you don't vote for me, you're not Black.
Yeah,
like,
and that says
I felt like there should have been so much more outrage. Like, because if Trump says even like a little bit of something like that, like, you know, like we go hard, but like it felt like I was on my lonesome. Like when I was really like flaming hot about that. Like, nigga, you feel that comfortable enough to
that's what that's peculiar personally. That's weird.
And then your background on top, like you don't even if there was somebody that warranted that, like that's not you. You feel me? But and even if you were, that's not for you to say. Like if we say that amongst each other, like, you know, that's on some funny stuff. We've done stuff like that, but I don't know. I felt like there should have been much more outrage, but you know, and then that's why you have, you know, a lot of the people now that are, you know, going at, you know, well, to be honest, like I made a post recently where I said, like, honestly, I think Democrats just think Black people are stupid. They really just insult our intelligence, like to such an extent that I can't even like fathom anymore, and it's like right in our face, and yet we still keep like eating it up as a people to where we like, oh, like Democrats are your friends and Republican is supposed to be like the big bad boogeyman. It's like both of them is under the same umbrella.
On that subject, like, you know how like when it comes to Black people and white people, the Republicans and the Democrats like used to be reversed. So Republicans not free Black people, but President Lincoln was, you know what I'm saying. So and it was that way basically from the Emancipation Proclamation of 1865 all the way up until like 1964 with like Martin Luther King and everything like that. It wasn't until Lyndon B. Johnson started doing the whole civil rights movement laws and stuff like that, and he's quoted as saying like, yo, with these laws, I'm gonna have Black people voting Democrat for like the next 100 years on some like, y'all niggas is about to like with this move, y'all about to fuck with us, and you know it's pretty much what it's been. It's been like 60 years already. So
I mean, even if you just see the stench, like go walk into a room and tell a room full of Black people that you vote Republican,
right?
It's
like,
and see the look
and just see
versus
the reaction.
If you say Democrat, like as if they, you know, like they're just so much better. So I don't know, maybe that's just a stigma we got to get addressed at some point.
And it's also funny because most Black people, especially like older Black people, like our grandparents or whatever, their moral leanings are more in line with like conservative Republicans than Democrats. Like if we really
all the independence talk that niggas is on, that's all.
Exactly.
You know, a lot of Republicans, you know, theologies from back then. You know, Martin Luther King was heavily, you know, more so on the Republican side than Democrat.